Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 2, text number 59. Vishaya vinivartande niraharasya dehinaha rasovarjam rasobhyasya param društva nivartade. Vishaya means the objects for enjoyment. There are 5 different objects which we have mentioned yesterday. So that is Vishaya. Vinivartande, you may be able to give it up, those things. How? Niraharasya, nira ahara. If you just don't eat, none of these sense objects can actually disturb you. That does not mean we do not have the desire for enjoyment. Just because we refrain from eating grains, even when you eat some fruits, also the sense objects is not that attractive for the senses, simply having some fruits. So the grains are actually the cause of the attraction, because when grains go in, then all of your senses become powerful. So then it requires its objects. Eyes need its form, ear needs its sound, the nose needs the smell, tongue needs the tasty food. So when we become austere, the sense objects does not interact with the senses anymore. You naturally feel some kind of detachment from the objects of the senses. However, that doesn't mean that we do not have, or we have totally burned up the desire for enjoyment. No. The desire is actually there. As soon as you eat some grains, immediately, because revitalization, when you get the vitality, energy, again you start searching for these objects. So therefore, the Lord is telling here, by having that detachment, niraharasya, the person still desire to enjoy. But if he can take up the higher qualities of food or higher qualities of any objects of the senses, form, taste, aroma, all those things, then the lower taste can be given. Just like a person is not so happy with his particular sweets, but if he gives something higher, oh, I can taste that. Even though all these preparations are there, he may not show interest, but some special things comes, then he will say, I can try that. Right? This is what higher taste. When higher taste comes, it is natural for the lower taste to disappear. So therefore, the Lord actually says, param društva nivartade. By having the high quality, especially the food, the lower quality is actually gone. Just like when you always taste the prasadam offered to the Lord, all kinds of prasadam can be offered to the Supreme Lord, except the unwanted things like flesh and bone and garlic and onion. Krishna won't actually touch. He told one ghost, when ghost offered meat to the Supreme Lord, he recognized Krishna is God. So, but because his limitation to only this flesh and bone, he offered that to the Lord. The Lord, being a Bhavagrahi Janardana, accepted his service, but not the thing that he gave to him, gave to the Lord. So the Lord actually said, this is untouchable. However, I could understand your bhava. I appreciate that bhava. I accept that bhava. So he rejected that kind of lower things, untouchable things. Lord explains in Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, Jo Me Bhaktya Prayachati. Those who give with love and devotion, even a leaf, fruits, water, vegetables, he will honor it. So that is the understanding. So it is very simple in this verse that we obtain this material life, especially the human form of life, after undergoing 80 lakhs types of lower species of life. Then only we come to the human form of life. And obtaining a civilized life is also rare. So if we have got the civilized life means you are very good at education, have a samskara, Aryan civilization. This is Aryavrata, right? India is called Aryavrata because the high quality Vedic education. Because of this education, we people are considered to be civilized than anybody else. In all other countries, you can actually see, though they are civilized, but their eating, drinking, mating, defending is all different. We may think it is sophisticated, but we should understand the Vedic knowledge is actually missing there. And India also nowadays, they are just focusing only on these things, necessities, not necessities, even overly indulging in all these unwanted things. And now they are rejecting the Vedic knowledge. So we are not considered to be param drishtva, having the higher knowledge to give up the lower knowledge. Sometimes people read a newspaper, but devotees read Srimad Bhagavad stories or Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita stories. So because they are indulged in reading such scientific knowledge about God and His pastimes, they can easily give up all this mundane knowledge. This is the example of taking up the higher things so that we can give up the lower things. And we can see in the entire Srimad Bhagavad is full of nice pastimes and histories, idihasas. It's very attractive. Modern man has no interest. They keep surfing the internet or YouTube or Facebook, or keep on seeing all these different things, what people actually put up, whether it is 50 seconds or 1 minute. They take happiness and they get attached to that. It's not going to serve the ultimate purpose of life. But if we can take up this using the same YouTube program and cultivate some spiritual knowledge, then and there they also post our spiritual masters' main discussions, some kind of points that they make, they put it. But all other things are just garbage. So, having the higher taste, we can only give up the lower taste, whether it is in reading or hearing. Gramya Katha is there. So many newses, different kinds of newses, and so many different kinds of movies and episodes, right? Serials. That is the form. Hearing the music, non-devotional music. Consciousness never gets changed. The ultimate purpose of life is to elevate, evolve in our consciousness from the lower taste to the higher taste. If we do not have that higher consciousness at the point of death, we will be really in trouble. Because Krishna says, Yam yam vyabhi smaran bhavam tyajit yande kalaivaram. In whatever consciousness they give up their life at the time of death, they will definitely get that without fail. So if you don't start practicing the higher taste and remain only revolving around the lower taste which were given by the whatever, whoever, parents or grandparents or forefathers or whatever. They set these material principles. These are going to destroy our life. As we mentioned yesterday, 5 different kinds of living entities gets really attracted to those 5 kinds of sense objects, and all gets perished. But when a human being who has 5 senses and 5 objects are always entering into our consciousness, they have one sense powerful, not 5 senses. But our 5 senses are powerful. So how much we get ourselves destroyed? Fish destroyed just because of his voracious eating tendency. Anything and everything he goes and grab. Similarly the elephant, similarly the deer, moth flies to the fire and burn down. So we have all 5 senses powerful. So how much destruction we will meet, and how soon is going to happen? Our inevitable destruction. Therefore it is very important to use these 5 sense objects situated in the Sattva-guna, mode of goodness. The Param Drishtva Nivartate. By using that, you can give up these bad things, lower things. So start chanting the holy name and associating with devotees, those who are philosophers, and hear from them and make a change to our life. This is the golden opportunity Krishna is giving. Nobody to be blamed for our own fall downs. We ourselves are the cause. So we have to swim. If you don't swim in the ocean constantly, or even in a lake or pond, you will drown. So if you don't actually try to get the higher principles of life, we will be lost with our human body. So that is what Krishna is pointing here out. Just like a rogi in the hospital, he doesn't get any attraction because he was not eating properly. That is the temporary cessation of the mind entering into the sense objects because the body is weak. But that does not mean he doesn't have any desire. So having fasting and all those things, temporarily you cease your objects of the senses entering into the senses. But those things we have to make it as our permanent program. Anyway, we will continue as Krishna explains. We will continue. Thank you. Hare Krishna.